All right, good afternoon. Thanks everyone for joining our webinar today. My name is Steve Vandervelde. I'm the Director of Senior Living Partnerships with ProviNET Solutions. That means I get to work pretty closely with our vendor partners like Alternative Business Solutions today. And I'm happy to have them on another one of our Partner Showcase webinars. And ABS actually goes a ways back with ProviNET, one of our earlier partnerships. So I'm glad to finally have them on today. And just to kind of, summarize why we're here today, to kind of highlight their services. With ProviNET offering a lot of IT services in senior living, but also those EHR consulting services, a lot of times we would get asked, hey, could you help us with billing in our EHR? Can you help us recover AR that we've gotten behind on? And in the past, that's something we've tried a little bit, but we quickly realized it was not within our wheelhouse. So we actually learned of ABS from a few mutual clients who spoke really highly of them. And since we kept getting asked every now and again if we could help in those ways, we figured let's talk and see if we can form a partnership, since it seems like we already have a trusted partner offering these services. So in talking with those other customers that we had together, we felt really comfortable. And I think even over the years now, we've had a number of customers ask for these services from us, and we've been able to kind of introduce ABS and heard a lot of great feedback from each and every one of those customers as those projects have went on. So with that, I'll turn it over to Teresa and Amy to introduce themselves and share a bit about ABS.
Perfect.
So I'm Teresa. I am the co-founder of ABS, and I'll be going through the presentation that we have for you today, just to kind of summarize some of the services that we have. And then Amy, if you want to introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name's Amy, and I am one of the billers for ABS. Been around for over 20 years and assist with all the billing and the claims going for all our clients.
Okay, so we are Alternative Business Solutions, Inc. We've been in business for over 20 years, and we help medical billing providers with their billing services, and we also do customized services as far as we customize whatever needs the client needs. So if you want to go to the next page. So our mission is branching out to healthcare communities, providing billing solutions. And we've been established since 2003, specializing in medical billing services. We are dedicated healthcare service providers, prioritizing the needs of our clients and delivering top quality services. Our efficient team follows up on claims regularly. We address patient billing inquiries. We minimize any claim denials by ensuring accuracy of the claim formats. Allows us to partner with patients without the interruptions or managing medical billing daily tasks. And our services not only decrease overhead costs, but we also alleviate challenges associated with turnovers and hiring within billing personnel. So here's just a little status where we show coding errors and the percentage rate, documentations, and typos that we're able to identify just by looking at the claims before they're submitted. And we go to the next one. Mm-hmm. Which the medical billing outsourcing is a widely recognized remedy for a lot of our clients that we currently have. And we do support services also, which eliminates a lot of errors and denials on claims. And we could go to the next one. So our clients come to us because they have issues with either their accounts receivable, with claims not being paid, claims being denied. With our services, we try to eliminate all of that prior to the claims being submitted to the insurance companies. And this really helps a lot with the revenue coming in and the cash flow. We also eliminate as far as billing turnovers, staff turnovers, vacations, time, leave of time. So with our services, we always have somebody within our office that handles the account to ensure that the billing and the claims are processing through for revenue stream to come in. And then we also do customize our services based on our clients' needs. So we could go to the next one. So again, our services, as I just said, is we customize our clients' needs as far as consulting services, claim support. We also have a full service where we actually do the billing and support our clients' needs for their facilities. Amy, I don't know if you want to chime in on any of our services here.
Yeah, I mean, we do a lot of billing for different states too, so we're aware of like the processes of the Medicaid and the Medicare. And again, like Teresa mentioned, we do a lot of support. So if there are errors on the claims and the facility doesn't know how to correct it, we do assist and help them to get the claim processed.
So we could go to the next one. So how it works here is our clients or any facilities or providers would call us. We would actually set up an appointment to go over the needs for that particular facility. We would outline what type of services you would need. And then we would set up a transition as far as how the current billing is being processed and transitioning it over to ABS, especially going online. And again, we work with the team at the facility to ensure that the transition runs really smooth, so there's no interruption in cash revenue. And this is our contact information. You could call us. We have an email address there. We also have our website. If you call, then they would set up an appointment and we would actually go through your needs and then outline services that we would provide for the particular client.
All right. Great. Yeah. Thank you, Teresa and Amy. It's good to kind of see, how you can uniquely work with senior living providers. And I know, gotten to know you guys pretty well over the last few years. Really quick, though, I did have a few questions come up that I wanted to pose to you both.
Sure.
So I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a minute and get to those questions. So the first one is, if we're thinking of senior living, of course, they have kind of their common software that we're going to come across. So specifically like the EHR software. Can you talk to, which EHRs or other softwares you're familiar with in the senior living industry?
Yes. So we have been working with two of the biggest EHR softwares, which is PCC, Point Click Care, and also MyUnity, which is now, I guess it's still MyUnity, NetSmart.
Mm-hmm.
We have actually been working on those softwares probably since we have been in business, especially with NetSmart. With PCC, Point Click Care, we've probably been working on that system for at least 15 years. So we're really familiar with both of those systems. In fact, we also help with implementation and setups on both of those systems.
Okay, awesome. All right. So the next question is, if we had a provider that decided to partner with ABS, what does that look like for the company to kind of get started with the team there? And are there certain things that you need from that provider in order for you to kind of move into a stable, ongoing, services relationship like that?
Yes. So basically, we would set up a meeting to find out what the provider services are needed.
Hmm.
We would outline those services. We would take a look at how those services are being currently done within the facility. And then we would work really closely with the facility and their staffing and ensuring that it's still going to maintain the billing will still go smooth because we do not want to interrupt any of the cash flow. Once that is done and we're able to look at the processes and that, then we kind of step in and we will suggest any processes going forward. And
Hmm.
again, we work really closely with the team at the facility to make sure that everything runs smooth.
Okay, great. Um, Another question. So this one says, how does ABS keep up with all the payer changes and all the different state nuances that might come into play with the insurance billing game in senior living? I know that's a fun topic in and of itself.
Right, right. And we know that a lot of those changes, there are a lot of changes within the payers. So we do stay up to date with them. We also get updates from the insurance companies itself. We have webinars with those certain insurance companies. So we really do keep up with the current changes that are being made.
Mhm. All right. And then I know I've personally seen a few of our senior living customers kind of get to a point where they have, a lot of outstanding AR that they're just behind in collecting. And then they find that they're at risk of, losing that amount due to the timely filing requirements. Any ideas on how providers find themselves in these situations? And then I'm sure you can kind of comment on how you kind of help get them out of that hole.
Mhm. Okay, so what we do is within our services, once the claims have been submitted, we check statuses and ensure that the claims have reached the insurance company. And also, we check statuses on those claims to ensure that they're processing through. So, before waiting for any EOBs or denials to come through, because we're already either going online and checking the claims or even calling the insurance companies, we already know if what status the claim is in. If it is in a denial situation, we'll go ahead and we will fix the claims, resubmit, whether it's an adjusted claim that needs to be done, um, and submit those right away so we don't hit that timeliness. Although there are some circumstances where you kind of have to avoid the timeliness and getting the information that we need from the facilities. Amy, I'm not sure if you want to touch bases more on this.
Yeah, I think it's really important that facilities, a lot of, especially Medicaid, well, you can say Medicaid and a lot of the managed care plans do require authorizations. So it's really important that when an authorization is required, that all the paperwork, that everyone works as a team, and that the paperwork or whatever the information that they needed is provided so we can submit a request for an authorization and get that on a timely basis too. And then following up with the claims, it's just really important submitting the claims is easy. It's the follow-up. It's following up on the claims, making sure they're not rejected, making sure, I mean, if there's errors that we fix them right away so that the claims can be processed correctly.
And I think going even further more on that, I think to reduce the timeliness, it all starts from the beginning too. As far as when a resident first admits in, making sure that the eligibility is done, making sure that they do have the correct insurance plans that they're saying that they have and they are eligible. So it really starts at the beginning too, as far as when the patient first admits in. And I think that's what really makes ABS kind of unique, is that because we do work really closely with the facility, we're also working closely with the admissions team, ensuring that everything is done, all the processes are done. And that's what really helps with the billing, because if you do not have those processes set in place during the time of admission, it all flows to your billing. And I think that's where a lot of facilities get in trouble, and their billing gets denied, because again, you really have to start at the very beginning as far as when a resident is admitted, and making sure that all the paperwork is there, and whether it needs authorizations. So I think that's the big key for our success with our clients, is working with the facility from the beginning all the way through the end.
Yeah, and then I know that's something we've seen too, even just as partners, like the mutual customers that we have. I know they've all given positive feedback overall, but they've also said it is a very collaborative approach, and I think that's been true whether you're talking to larger multi-site organizations, or I think you even got some of our single site, more rural locations too that you're helping. So it's cool to see that level of involvement and care and attention, no matter who the customer is and what size they might be. I think that's been consistent feedback we've heard, so that's really cool.
Yes.
And then it looks like we got one last question here, and this one is: are there any recommendations or words of wisdom to recommend to providers as the country shifts to more value-based care? That could probably be its own presentation almost.
Yes. Again, I think having a really good team within the facility, and partnerships around your facility that really help, like what you and ProviNET does too. I think that's really a big key within making sure that the facility is working through getting everything done, because the end result is, and everybody knows this, is everybody wants to get paid for the services that they're doing. So I think with having really good providers around you and helping you with the facility and getting things done from start to finish, I think that's really the key in ensuring that the revenue comes in, the claims are done. Amy, I don't know if you have anything more to touch on that.
No, I think you got it.
All right. Awesome. Well, I think that's all the questions we have. So I want to thank you both for making time to kind of educate us more on the services and on all these various topics and areas where I think providers could use more help. So really appreciate the time today, and yeah, thank you for your continued partnership. We'll kind of go ahead and adjourn, and look forward to helping collaborate further from here.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.